just from the shape of your face. So I'll run my fingers around the edge of your face. And just picking up what sort of face shape you have. It feels like an oval shape. So it comes to, the jawline comes to a gentle point and widens to the cheekbone and then squares off to the foreline, to the forehead line. I'm just going to find the nose. From the top of the nose to the centre of the hairline on the forehead, I would say it's about 5 centimetres or 4 centimetres. The width of the forehead from the corner of each hairline is about 10 centimetres. Going from the corner of the forehead to, say, oops, sorry, I'm just trying to find you, to the top of the brow, so the edge of the brow line, again is about 5 centimetres. It's all quite square. Sorry. Just don't giggle.
Okay.
Length of the nose from the top to its tip is about 3.5 centimetres. The width at the top of the nose is about 1 centimetre, 1.5 centimetres, and it widens to the bottom. It doesn't widen that much actually, it's quite narrow, to about 2 centimetres, 2.5 centimetres, so it's quite a narrow slope going down. I'm just going to find the brow shape is a crescent shape, so it's not too pointed, it's quite soft, it's quite flat with a slight curve, and it's a light brow, it's not a heavy brow. Finding your cheekbones. Okay. High cheekbones, I would say about 1 centimetre under the actual eye sockets, so they're quite high. But the cheeks are not sallow, they're full, so that it's not gaunt. I'm coming down from the nose now to this tip, and I'm running my way down to the top lip. In the centre of the gap between the nose, nostrils and the lip is an indentation, and it's quite a strong one. And it sort of curves out. The lips are quite narrow, but and quite straight, and a very soft line. They're not pronounced particularly. The depth underneath the bottom lip into the chin dimple is very, very slight. So there isn't much lining or definition around underneath the mouth, which goes into a soft, pointy chin. Okay, let's look at your ears. The top of the ears are your left ear is bigger than your right ear. So your right ear is bigger than your left, and it also folds back slightly more than your left. Yeah, it's only a slight difference, but I can sort of feel it. So the left side, so the right side is slightly higher than the left. It's a slight, it's not symmetrical, the face. Very small little earlobes, tiny little earlobes, and a nice shape. And the ears themselves, the top of the ear comes from the top of the cheekbone. The bottom of the ear is in line with, well, just bottom of the nose.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to go into the eyes. If your eyes are shut.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm just going to go into the sockets of the eyes so I can actually work out the shape of them. There's a very soft upper eyelid, so that it's not too, hasn't got too much depression in there, so it's quite open. It's got quite a flat brow, and the eyes are quite long and very almond shaped, but not pointing upwards. They're quite flat, so they're quite straight.
And
okay. Her eyes are around about, I would say, 2 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters in the center apart. They're quite symmetric into her face.
Okay.
But they're not deeply set.
Right.
The hair is nice and bouffant. There's lots of it. It's obviously piled up. And it's slightly messy, sort of flyaway, sort of natural falling. But it's away from the face. And there's a few strands falling across the forehead. Now the skin, the texture of the skin is really lovely actually. There's no lining around the top of your forehead. There's no lining around your eye. There's a slight bagging or swelling underneath your eye, duct, in the corner of the eyes, but that could be just fatigue or just environmental stuff. It doesn't feel like it's actually a line as such. I'm just going to take it down. There's some expression lines, but they're very subtle, going around the mouth, the top of the mouth. But again, they're very light. And apart from that, there's virtually no lining. So on this, I would say your skin is probably 30 something, early 30s, I would say. And good nick.
Oops.
The nose itself, as you come down, it bends, so it's got a slight slope to it. The cartilage at the bottom is quite wobbly, and it looks like it feels like it's broken or has been broken on the right hand side or has been knocked. So there's a slight indentation from the central line on the right to the tip. It's not, because her nose is quite narrow. So it's
a high nose.
It's a high nose, yes. It has it's obviously been broken. It's got a slightly irregular shape at the end.
Right. Not really good at
and
the nose from the front. Sorry.
And it slightly points upwards, but the nostrils themselves are quite narrow. They're narrow at the top.
Narrow nose, or
yes.
Do you have like the center of the nose? Is it smooth?
The skin, no, it's slightly. I mean, the actual nose itself, it's almost like a very gentle Roman nose.
Oh, okay.
So it sort of has a slightly bulbous shape. It's very subtle, and then the tip of it is soft because, as I say, the cartilage there feels like something's happened to it.
Right.
But the width of the nose is quite narrow, so the nostrils are quite narrow. The width of the neck is quite narrow and sort of follows on from the narrow shape of the face, and it's a long neck. I would say from its tip, it's roughly around, I don't know, almost. It's about 7 or 8 centimeters long. And again, it's a muscular neck. It's a sinewy neck, but not emaciated. It has shape. You can feel the muscles, but it's not emaciated.
Okay, done now.